As you progress further along with this exercise and continue to do this, you will begin to see the reason why this is so effective. You'll realize that you have beliefs that have been blocking your path from greatness. You'll realize there are thoughts that have kept you stuck. And you'll find solutions to overcome the negative outcomes of your triggers. Finally, you will find some peace. Hey dreamers and purpose seekers, welcome to Work on Your Purpose. I'm TL Talks, and in this video, I'm going to share with you something special. It's an 8-part series that's going to help you overcome some fears and anxieties. I'm going to help you conquer your anxiety and take back control of your life. Welcome to a special series of Work on Your Purpose. I'm TL Talks, and in this series, I'm going to be doing 8 different episodes that covered the topic of conquering your anxiety to take back control of your life. I believe it's so important now more than ever that we get control over our anxiety. There's so many things going on in the world around us. There's so many changes and tensions are flaring. There's a war, inflation. We're dealing with a lot at once. I want to give you something of value to help you through this difficult time. So I created this 8-part series that will help you conquer your anxiety to take back control of your life. This is a special edition. I'm doing 8 episodes to help you with this process. Listen, we're going through a lot of changes in life right now. We have a war that we're dealing with in the Ukraine and Russia, and who knows what else can happen from that. We're dealing with inflation. Gas prices are gone up. The cost of living has gone sky high. Food is going up. Everything's going up except for the income for a lot of folks. So people are tired. They're frustrated. They're scared. They're worried. They're nervous. They're anxious. And reasonably so. There's a lot of uncertainty all around us. That's why I wanted to create this special 8-part series to help you walk through the process of conquering your anxiety so you can take back the control of your life and live a more productive life that feels better, that you feel more confident and you feel more happy and excited to go through life instead of being anxious and worried all the time. And this channel is for aspiring entrepreneurs just like you to help you build your confidence to start creating your business and work on your purpose. Before I get started, make sure you tap on that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button if you are new to the channel, and follow the Work on Your Purpose Facebook group. I got a question for you. How do you handle your stress and anxiety? Do you have healthy coping mechanisms, or do you have some that aren't as healthy as you would like them to be? Or maybe just not healthy at all? If you could find a way to control your anxiety so you could take back control of your life, is that something that you think you would want? I'm sure you would say yes. For the next 8 videos, I'm going to be sharing different aspects about anxiety and how to overcome. And so you can create a more panic-free life and have some fun, to ease up off of all of the anxiety and stress and tension that you've been going through over the last maybe 2 years. Over the course of the next 8 videos, I'm going to give you formulas, tools, tips, and tricks to help you overcome your anxiety. How do you overcome your stuck points? Let's talk about what that means. So anxiety can creep up on you in many ways, from physical and behavioral symptoms that are obvious to cellular symptoms that mess with your emotional and cognitive state of being. Yet each time it can leave behind somewhat of a similar or familiar feeling. The feeling of being a little more lost, a little bit more alone, a little bit more anxious. No anxious person has the same set of symptoms, which is why each person's anxiety is unique, and therefore their individual journey is different and unique. That being said, most people have some type of symptoms when it comes to anxiety, only in different combinations. So this video is going to focus a little bit on personality concepts that will help you understand how your anxiety works. Now, you don't need to understand the average anxious person to understand your anxiety. You need to understand the many dimensions within which you and your anxiety exist. Once you start identifying these dimensions, which are mostly characterized by triggers and symptoms, you'll be able to work around them, and in time, you'll overcome them. These triggers are things that we react to, certain situations, behaviors, and people, certain circumstances, where we react to different things. So, what do you see? What is causing some of your anxiety? Do you dislike change? Every time you are put into a new situation, do you feel restless and worried? Do you over process information or decisions and possibilities before acting? Do you tend to be more pessimistic about the present or the future? Are you constantly dwelling into negative past experiences? Or do you worry about everything? What is it that triggers your anxiety? Maybe you feel awkward when someone compliments you. You are your harshest critic. While there is no scoring system to rate your anxiety, it does help to understand if you are anxiety prone or not. The more items you check, the more likely you are suffering from anxiety, depression, or possibly both. So you want to really understand what's going on with you. Your anxiety is doing what it's supposed to do. How do you begin to understand your anxiety? Well, first you have to look at what it's doing to you. Anxiety on the inside can affect what you do and how you act on the outside. If you were to observe your mind and body carefully, you might be able to notice behavioral and physical signs of anxiety that can tell you what your anxiety might be doing to you. For instance, an anxious person might be dealing with several conflicting and apprehensive thoughts. The internal noise and fear that reverberates inside the person's mind might make them appear tired or withdrawn or even nervous. You avoid socializing. You avoid taking risks. Maybe you avoid doing fun stuff because you're worried about the possible risk involved. Or maybe you're afraid of failure and judgment. What does your body say? Do you not have an appetite when you feel anxious? Are you always hungry because you're binge eating for comfort? Maybe your palms are sweaty all the time. Maybe your heart's racing and you feel like your thoughts are racing. There is no scoring system to rate your anxiety, but the more symptoms that you check off, the more likely you're experiencing anxiety. So it's building this awareness to understand what's causing your anxiety and how is it making you react. If you could follow an anxious mind, you might see patterns of unfavorable thoughts that keep playing on and off. And these thoughts might be the triggers to the anxiety itself. So addressing them is extremely important. A clinical technique called Imagery Exposure, used in therapy, can help address the triggers as well as identify the sources. The way to perform this imagery exposure exercise is to sit with yourself and truthfully reflect on any unfavorable thoughts that play in your mind. The thoughts that stop you from concentrating or from being in the present moment. Think about the ones that you want to forget but can't. Or the ones that you might have kept buried and might not necessarily like to share with anyone or think about. You can also reflect on any of your worries or the things that haven't happened yet but you fear. Recall the sights and sounds of the situation as if it were happening in front of you, right as we speak. Think about it in as much detail as possible. You want to play this fear through. Bring the image of the embarrassment, the avoidance, the worry, the fear, the hurt, all of these things. Bring those things vividly to mind. And deliberately focus on this image and living in the experience of it. Now let the thoughts stay with you until they decide to leave. And repeat this exercise once every day as long as you want. As you progress further, you'll begin to see reasons why this is so powerful. You'll realize that you have beliefs that have been blocking your path and that have been causing you to feel stuck. You'll find solutions to overcome these things and the negative outcomes of your triggers. And finally, you'll find some peace. Let the thoughts stay with you until they decide to leave. And then repeat this exercise once a day for as long as you want. As you progress further along with this exercise and continue to do this, you will begin to see the reason why this is so effective. You'll realize that you have beliefs that have been blocking your path from greatness. You'll realize there are thoughts that have kept you stuck. And you'll find solutions to overcome the negative outcomes of your triggers. Finally, you will find some peace. But you got to do the work. So do this imagery exposure exercise daily. Put yourself right in the midst of the fear and the anxiety. Just go for it. Understand it. Identify it. Don't be afraid of it, because when you try to suppress it, it just gets worse. The more you shine light on it, the more it hides, the more it can't stay because it's afraid of the light. I don't know. I was trying to think of a good analogy, but what happens in the dark gets shown in light. I don't even know if that's the right quote, but that's what I'm sticking with. Do the work. Shine the light of consciousness on your anxiety and focus on what it's doing to you to build your self-awareness so that way you can make a better choice and feel better. This video is the first step to addressing your anxiety. And once you know what's causing your anxiety, you can, in time, find ways to manage or overcome it. These series of videos for the next 8 videos will show you how to do that. So the thing about being stuck is that when you're caught in this pattern, you don't often think about ways to work around it. You get so caught up in it, you don't really see a way out of it at first. You don't even know that there is a way out of it at first. We don't shift into problem-solving mode or weigh our options when we're dealing with fear and anxiety, mostly because we don't know how to. And so therefore we can't. But this series of videos will teach you how to do that. And to be able to solve problems, you must think realistically, coherently, and without any mental chatter. Unfortunately, when we're anxious, our mind can get tied up in the contemplation wheel and fail to work on more productive and purposeful things. Mindfully forcing yourself to look at possible solutions as opposed to just mulling on the problem can help you relieve the stress of rumination, which is repetitive thinking. Focusing on a constructive solution will shift you into a more positive state of mind. Achieving the solution will shift you to a state of peace and contentment. So you want to recognize your challenges. Reflect on the one thing that's got you stuck, that's stopping you from moving forward. Define your best 3 realistic solutions for that problem and keep them simple and achievable. Also decide what you need and act on it. How long is it going to take you to gather the tools that you need? Come up with a plan and start working towards those goals. What happens next? Once you've done all these things and you've built this awareness, what happens next? At this point, you should pat yourself on the back. You've made progress and you're a step closer to understanding and overcoming your anxiety. Now, the next few videos, I'm going to discuss aspects that go a little bit beyond your thoughts. It will dwell on areas such as your mind and your body and their role in your anxiety. Take a moment to absorb everything that you learned in this video and apply it. And stay present. Go back and rewatch this video. Get everything that you can out of this and start applying some of the things that you learned in this first video. You'll notice a huge difference. And as you continue to watch this series, you will gain so many more tools to help you with anxiety. that you can use in any situation in your life to help you live to your full potential and get out of this panic, stress, anxiety mode so that way you can clear up your space, your energy, and be the best you that you can be. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share this video if you found it of value. Also leave a comment with some of the topic ideas that you would like for me to cover in the next video that would help you along your journey. Until next time, keep pursuing your dreams and work on your purpose.